just yesterday we found out that PlayStation was going to be tracking the weekly player counts for the top played games on their platform. And I had said then we were going to see major meltdowns over this. There were going to be people saying the toxic chuds shouldn't be winning. And that's exactly what's happening.
Because, I don't know folks, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know is that you don't need to buy a game to criticize it, unless of course if you want to review a game, you have to buy the game.
PlayStation is beta testing a new feature in the Welcome Hub that shows weekly player counts for the top 10 games in your country. According to current US data, it's Fortnite, GTA 5, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Marvel Rivals, Battlefield 6, and Arc Raiders.
All my viewers here, if any of you have this kind of feature, the PlayStation beta testing on the Welcome Hub, is your data on the Welcome Hub is similar to this? Like say, number 1 is Fortnite, GTA 5, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Marvel Rivals, Battlefield 6, and Arc Raiders? Say in the comments. I haven't exactly booted up my PS5 yet. Gonna have to check it out.
Rivals, Battlefield 6, and Arc Raiders. They didn't do the top 10 for the first announcement, which is fine. I understand. But basically, if you play a game once per week, you are going to be tracked in this player count. And so like Fortnite, it claims 14.6 million players. A lot of people are concerned that PlayStation will be able to manipulate this number. That definitely could happen. But based on the initial bit of information we've gotten, it does sound pretty good. I am always going to be in favor of transparency, and while PlayStation/Sony is a very scummy company and you generally can't blindly trust them,
just like Chris Redfield used to say, trust is earned through actions, not words. And still, I don't trust Sony PlayStation, nor would I take advices from PlayStation fanboys.
I do think that this sounds pretty good. I am interested to see if they actually roll this out to every game, if they are going to roll this out to everyone soon, because right now it is only in beta. There's a lot of question marks, a lot of information we still need, but it is already causing meltdowns because there are a lot of developers out there, a lot of journalists, and really just a lot of leftists out there who hate the fact that gamers look at SteamDB.
By the way, Vera, don't forget PlayStation Fanboys. And here's another thing. This is from a YouTuber called Chaos, okay? What I've learned from him. Okay, first let's put the whole battle passes or Battle.net thing out of the way, okay? What the YouTuber Chaos said, if Call of Duty doesn't perform well on Steam, then you can bet other places like PlayStation, Xbox, Battle.net, or Game Pass will not perform as good, okay, as Steam.
Hate the fact that gamers look at SteamDB and that we reference Steam charts in videos like this. They hate the fact that they cannot just claim that their game is doing good and then people can take to SteamDB and fact check that, like Mixtape, for example. It's getting 10 out of 10s. The media loves it. Everybody loves this. It's doing so good.
Okay, tell me something. If your game is 10 out of 10, why do you get 2,000 players? No. Don't say Steam numbers don't count, okay? Remember what I said just before. And this is relevant, okay? If Call of Duty isn't performing well on Steam, you can bet other places will not be as good. And here's an example. Why does Crimson Desert got a 6 and got more player count than Mixtape? No jelly. Why?
It's doing so good. 2,200 was its all-time peak on release 7 days ago. You have games like Marathon, for example. 88K was the all-time peak 2.5 months ago when it released. 10,000 in-game right now on a Saturday afternoon. It's games like this that they want to protect, and so they argue, oh well, the toxic gamers and the bigots are using these charts unfairly and so they shouldn't exist. And now Sony's kind of slapping them in the face and saying, no, we want more transparency. And again,
well, to be honest folks, I'm glad, but at the same time, I think some gamers are frustrated and ashamed and sad because frankly, how many companies that you know of can give you honest transparency, besides of course Valve and Steam, or maybe Valve, okay? Gabe Newell, say in the comments. And a YouTuber called Oh No It's Alex is in fact correct, as he mentioned he is sad to see very few companies are willing to do the same thing as Valve. I mean, yes, there's GOG, but again, like I said, it's far few.
Transparency. And again, I will stress this fact, you can't trust this company. They could potentially manipulate these numbers, but I'm at least interested. I'm intrigued. But Kotaku, Game Rant, and users on X are now freaking out over this. The Kotaku article is, by the way, 1,000,000 words long for the title. PS5 will now tell you exactly how many people are playing GTA 5 as Sony debuts a new ranking.
If any of you wish to know what's happening with journalists, which I don't think Veridart's gonna mention this, but I will mention it. Video game journalists is now resorting to hate clicks and hate watching. I mean, take a look what happened with Jack Doherty and Johnny Somali. How do you think they still get views? Why do you think Jack Doherty still gets views despite getting arrested? No, this is relevant, okay? Because this showcase about hate watching and hate click, okay? Remember, journalists are losing money, so they resort to hate clicks for their article and hate watching for their videos. That's the reason why they give Mixtape a 10. But that's just my theory, okay?
My God. Steam provides an unusual level of insight into what's popular on the platform and how games are performing, while user reviews and charts of concurrent player counts can be weaponized to push toxic agendas. They also provide useful data points for tracking broader movements around which games are trending and why. I don't see Kotakus and Polygons and the gamers and Game Rants calling out analytic firms saying, oh my God, why would you ever release this information publicly? This is weaponizable content. I suppose that's the agenda that they're pushing now.
Well, what about the Steam frame rate estimator? Do you think the video game journalist is going to talk about it? The Steam frame rate estimator, which I hope, cross our fingers, will force developers to optimize their game, okay? There can be no more unoptimized games, as you can see with Lego Batman. Yes, they updated the system requirement, but even if they did update it, it's not enough. And here, I'll showcase my specs right here on the screen and tell me, I give you a game, say Lego Batman, and tell me, the specs I'm showing you, can I run it? That's the real question.
Narrative that they're pushing now. I don't see them calling out analysts saying, you can't do this anymore. So why is it suddenly so bad that gamers are simply educating themselves? It is a quick glance at how good or bad a game is doing on a single platform. And I don't really know why you would ever say that this is a terrible thing unless you do want to protect games that are not doing good. You have Game Rant saying, however nice it is to have this new feature on a PS5, there is another side to the coin when it comes to player counts. Lots of fans on Reddit and Twitter have started to express concerns about visible player counts, believing that discourse about new and existing games could become toxic because of it now.
Okay, Reddit. Really? You go to Reddit, the most volatile place on earth to get sources. Nice job, video game journalists. You said lots of fans on Reddit and Twitter, which I guarantee you, in most of the time, they don't express concern, okay? I just be honest with you. They don't want to mention many people loves it. They just sorted out those who didn't like it and boom, make an article. But that's just a theory.
Could become toxic because of it. Now, first of all, they don't have any screenshots. They don't have a clickable link to see what they're referring to. And the only people that are expressing concerns are the shills of the industry. You know, being able to see player counts used to be such an awesome feature in games, letting people take pride in their communities, no matter what size, seeing where in the world others were playing. It was oddly unifying. But because of modern chart sell grifting losers, it's being turned into nothing but ammunition for the dead game wars, using it purely to attack and put down other games instead of focusing on the ones you actually played.
Focusing on the ones you actually play? Tell me something, how come, okay, if any of these shills are so smart enough, what about Mouse PI for Hire? How come nobody defended that? You know what, let me give you for example, why live service games are being defended to the moon by journalists, or maybe by companies, that they have to keep doing it. Remember, Sony just lost less than $800 million. So how many more money does Sony PlayStation will lose in order for them to think that live service game will not work? Needs more single player, okay? Yes, there is Helldivers, but remember, those are few that succeed. At the core of it is single player. So there has to be a balance, alright? Wow. Oh. Ow. Ow. Ooh. Sorry.
You have arrived at the bottom level. 6 minutes until destination.
Aboy! Haha. By the way, I take that because of one simple thing, because I need all the weapons for Leon.
Shit! Gotta get out of here.
Down other games instead of focusing on the ones you actually play. Just extremely fucking cringe now, man. So first of all, gamers and content creators like myself have only been looking at the Steam charts for, I would say, roughly a year and a half now, maximum. Games started removing these features and these charts, I don't know, a decade ago. We're talking about Call of Duty screenshots here for Black Ops 1 and then Black Ops 2. Okay? So these have not been, promoted by companies for years at this point. And second of all, again, you are getting angry that people are educating themselves on the state of a game. I don't want to look at a multiplayer game and then go, oh, this looks really cool, buy it, and then come to find out after I've passed a few hours playtime that it takes forever to get into matches.
And also the sweat. Tell me something, folks. Do these shills even know that time is now the currency of anything, including video games? And I do know most of my viewers who is watching this, you don't want to deal with competitive streamers because, let's be honest, Call of Duty has a lot of competitive streamers and also cheaters. You just want to sit down, play a game, and then go to bed to go to work the next day. I mean, you barely have 2 hours at best to play the game? You don't have time to deal with either cheaters or streamers who play games like a job.
And the player count is dead, and basically I just wasted, let's say for argument's sake, $20 or $30. That is a really terrible feeling. So you're saying, oh my god, the chart sell grifting losers are going to use and abuse this feature, but ultimately, again, you're not attacking analysts who release information. People like this are just really angry at the fact that gamers are not just shutting up and consuming content.
Oh, and by the time the Steam frame rate estimator comes, it's gonna force every developer to stop releasing games unoptimized. No more. Let me give you, for example, Lost Soul Aside. When I was recording Lost Soul Aside, okay, at the harbor section, you wanna know what happened? My OBS crashed. I'm not joking, it happened, okay?
We are analyzing, that we are criticizing, that we are calling out. Maybe you should focus on the fact that, I don't know, there are plenty of studios out there and video game developers out there who silence potential customers, silence paying customers, attack paying customers, attack gamers. I don't see somebody like this actually standing up for gamers, just standing up for the industry.
Well, it's because of one thing, Varat. That user could be a PlayStation fanboys, and PlayStation fanboys, they're never gonna be like PC gamers, because when PC gamers do complain, guess what? We got what we want. Do you remember Helldivers 2? When we say we don't want the PSN requirement, we make sure Sony knows that. And guess what? Sony listened. Sony PlayStation listened. They removed, some nation still region locked, but they removed the PSN requirement. And at best, it shows Sony PlayStation that PC gamers are not to be underestimated. They have a loud voice. and not afraid to use it.
Which really shows where their priorities lie. Sure, you could say that I'm a little bit too critical at times, or I should be giving studios the benefit of the doubt a little bit more than I do, but you also need to actually be listening to gamers way more than you are, and you actually need to be criticizing this industry way fucking more than you are. I know you get excited when you hear, oh my god, Mixtape released a special collector's edition box for influencers, and I want the slop that they're feeding, and ooh, I want the special props that nobody else has, and so you feel like you have to go out on the attack.
For me, I'd rather just buy the game with my own money than have to get free product. I mean, look, it's good, but there is an NDA tied to it, okay? If I were to get a free product, I want to know if I'm allowed to say what I want, okay? And that includes criticizing the game if the game looks terrible or unplayable.
People that have actually given you a platform, but you look like a shill, and that's why people are pointing and laughing at you right now. I always think that it's hilarious when we see meltdowns like this on social media, or these journalists write articles on topics like this, because you are saying that gamers need to be given less information and that they don't have a right to actually see how good or bad a game is doing before they buy it. Sure, if you're really excited for something, buy it and play it, and don't listen to what the critics say or even YouTubers say. Feel free to go and just purchase it yourself. But if you are somebody who sees a teaser or a trailer and you're very skeptical, and you want to actually, I don't know, see who made the game, see if they're gamer hating losers, if you want to actually see if a game is doing good before you buy it, and then you realize you can't experience a multiplayer because it would take 15 minutes to get into a match because there's 3 freaking matches going and that's it, it's not a bad feature.
And also, don't forget, most people don't have the money to buy it, okay? Many of these PlayStation fanboys and shills, they don't have money for it. They want things for free. Let me tell you this. When I buy a game, okay, there are few games that I buy that at best it is AAA, a bit expensive, okay? Let me give you for example, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Bought it during my birthday, about 3 years ago if my memory serves me correctly. Number 2, Black Myth Wukong. And number 3, I think, oh yeah, Resident Evil Requiem. Yes, bought it in my birthday. And trust me, it was a massive investment. Recently, I bought Mouse PI for Hire. I'm trying to figure out what should I buy next. But still, I'm looking to buy games, but at the same time, I'm trying to wait for a sale, okay? Oh yeah, wait. I bought Resident Evil remakes. Mostly when they are in sales, okay? Mostly, okay? And well, except for Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's not on sale, evidently. So here's the thing. Everybody loves transparency, okay? And frankly, by the time the Steam frame rate estimator comes, even normies who play games on the PC can tell if the game is good or not, and also if their hardware can run it. And again, I believe the reason for this is because of the Steam frame rate estimators. I think PlayStation is trying to get ahead of it, but that's just a theory, okay? He knows Ada survived.
I actually miss her.
No, Leon knows. And frankly, they'll be coming back.